All right, everyone, get ready because this deep dive, we're changing course a little bit,
Oh,
yeah.
changing course. I like it.
This time we're strapping in, blasting off with Elton John.
Elton John. Now we're talking classic.
Rocket Man, but not just belting it out, we're really going in on the lyrics, you know?
Deep dive into Rocket Man. Love it. Lyrics can be so revealing, don't you think?
Totally. One of you listeners, big space buff, right, reached out, said, this song, it hits different when you're thinking about like actual space travel, gets you thinking, what is the human cost of reaching for the stars? Heavy stuff.
It is heavy and fascinating. This listener's onto something, you know. Songs can be like these cultural time capsules. They capture how people felt about huge, complex things, even stuff like space exploration.
So true. So Rocket Man, right. Right off the bat, that line hits you, and I think it's going to be a long, long time. The way Elton stretches out long, it's like, oh, man, you feel that loneliness, you know.
You really do. It gets to the heart of what astronauts often talk about.
Yeah.
The psychological impact of being away from Earth for so long. Imagine it, stuck in a tiny spacecraft, same faces day in and day out, same recycled air. That kind of sensory deprivation, the isolation, tough stuff.
It messes with you, right? And that feeling, that disconnect, it's like amplified in that next line we wanted to hit. I'm not the man they think I am at home.
Absolutely. Trying to live up to expectations, wondering if anyone gets you. Now imagine that pressure on astronauts, especially, say, during the space race. Talk about pressure. These were the guys, strapped to rockets, literally shot into the void. Everyone looking at them, expecting them to be superhuman.
The weight of the world on their shoulders. Then Elton throws this curveball. Mars ain't the kind of place to raise your kids. Like, whoa, hold on. Suddenly it's not all glorious space colonies and sci-fi dreams.
Right. It cuts through the romanticism, forces you to think about the practicalities. Raising kids on Mars, that's a whole other level of challenging. The gravity alone is way weaker than Earth's. What would that do to a child in the long run? And the radiation. How do you protect them from that? These are huge questions, and we're only just scratching the surface.
Makes you think. Then there's this line, and it always gets me. All this science I don't understand. It's almost funny, but like also kind of true, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It speaks to this gap that could open up between scientific progress and, finding meaning as an individual. We do incredible things, push the boundaries of what's possible, but it's easy to feel lost in it all. Even within these highly specialized fields, that sense of alienation can creep in. Are we advancing so fast that we're leaving the human element behind?
Big questions, right? And speaking of burning, we got to talk about the burning fuse metaphor. What do you make of that? Is it excitement, danger? Is our rocket man about to, burn out?
It's such a powerful image. Open to interpretation, sure, but considering the sheer pressure on these astronauts, I think it says a lot about what they endure mentally and emotionally. The tiniest mistake could have catastrophic consequences, not just for them, but for the whole mission. That's a heavy burden to carry.
Heavy indeed. It makes you realize the sacrifices people make, the human cost of exploration. Rocket Man, it's not just a great song, it's a statement.
It is. And it begs the question, as we keep pushing further into space, how do we better support the mental and emotional well-being of those who go out there?
So important. We got to do better. But for you listening, what heads home for you in Rocket Man? Let's keep this conversation going. Hit us up on social media, use hashtag #TheDeepDive, and until next time, keep exploring.